Ram Ram, what's up? Welcome to another vlog on the motorcycle with the Flowing Dutchman.
The Flowing Dutchman, yeah. Shuffle on the production. Like this, yeah. Like this, yeah. The Flowing Dutchman, yeah. The Flowing Dutchman.
I am now driving through Bangalore, the tech city of India. And I've been really enjoying this city so far. What I've heard from it before was that traffic was almost the worst in whole of India. So it never really attracted me that much. But as I'm driving through the city, I really enjoy some of the experience I have here. The center is incredibly wealthy. They have Louis Vuitton shops, which I'm definitely not used to when I'm in India, and that is also because I'm usually more in the rural areas of India, which attract me a lot more than the modern places and all the Western types of training and food. Because right now I just had lunch in a place that was that had only pasta, omelette, burgers. And it was just a different experience. Like I know it's something that we in the West are very accustomed to, that we have Italian food, we have Chinese food, we have everything. But in India it always feels like they have Indian food. It's India. But here in Bangalore you start to notice, the further south you go, and especially now I'm here in Bangalore, you start to notice that the GDP of India is definitely increasing. So that's it's an interesting development. I think eventually that will mean that the traditional culture will disappear, which in my mind would be a shame. But then again, the people will also have, more. There will be less poverty, there will be less tragedy, and there will be more welfare. The real reason I wanted to talk today is about some of the things I've experienced here in India, but also again here in Bangalore. Yesterday I went to 3 Garadimanes, and Garadimane means basically akhara in Bangalore. So it's a different name once again for the thing they call talim or akhara in some other places throughout India. And they really gave me a good time. But the thing that really stood out this time was that they focused so much attention to rituals. And I think that is something that we have kind of lost in the West. I have to get left, but it's going to be very difficult. Sorry guys, gotta go left. Yes, you gotta go right. So people that are going right are in the left lane, and people that are going left are in the right lane. That's very India, stereotype India. It's a beautiful sun. It's around 4 p.m. So I think the traffic, as you can see, is starting to become a lot more right now. So I was talking about the rituals and the Garadimanes, and before they even start to practice, they first dig up the whole mud. They make it a beautiful place. That's something that I really learned here in Bengaluru. The habit of really paying attention to something, paying respect to the god, and making sure that the place that you want to exercise in is beautiful, there is attention to it, you've prayed to it, and in that way you become intentional with your workout. It means that part of the whole ritual is the warm-up. They have to dig up the mud. So it's funny that we in the West have this idea like you have to warm up because it warms up your blood and it makes sure that your muscles are warm and that you don't suddenly pull a muscle, and we have a rational idea for that. While here it's part of the ritual. So they don't even have to think about why they should do it or how they should do it. It's just part of the ritual, and it's part of the thing that you learn when you enter such a place to train. Something that the people that you respect, the gurus, they teach you that. And that is something that stays on my mind this trip. Because what do we do when we go to a gym? When we go and train for our physical health? You know, I've been teaching group classes for a long time, and when people are always late, they come in and they're like, rushed. And then they have to do their warm-up, they do it very quickly, and there's no intention, there's no ritual for when you enter such a place to start working on your body, which is something that is unique. And I found that here, also in Karaliapatu, I think that is the right pronunciation, but I'm still getting used to that. Kalariapatu. I found the same thing. There's again the rituals, the respect. At least 15 minutes or 10 minutes before you start even exercising, there's all the rituals that you have to go through to pay respect to the grounds, to pay respect to the gods, and that just it really makes me think. It's something we have lost. People don't know. People usually ask me what are the people doing that touch the Gada before they practice? And yeah, sometimes it can be a little frightening for Western people because they think, oh, that's religion. I'm not religious, so that's not for me. That's it. But there's more behind it, you know. Even religion is also. There are reasons why these rituals were added to a certain form of religion. And those were typical for the times and were very useful at that time. But there was definitely use behind it. Not just the fact that you were religious would be the only reason to do it. There's a reason. There's also reasons why fasting is good for you. But the fact is that our religion, science, is now telling us to do the same thing. Oops, I had to go right here. Scales. Sorry guys. Yeah. Sorry. Oh. Distracted. Let's see. Right, religion. He didn't pay enough respect when when he entered his car, and you can see it by the result. And that is what they also believe in the Akara. If you do not do these prayers, the chances of injury will be much higher. And if you do follow the rules, then you'll have no injury. Now, I'm not sure if that is scientifically proven. Probably not. But the idea of putting intent there makes you actually aware. And if you go into your car and you're like very aware that you're taking a risk, that you are dependent upon other people for your own safety, if you get your mind right on that, it will probably make you more aware when you're actually driving. That tuk-tuk will not be able to fit there, but he's going to block my space anyway. That's how it goes in India. So what is filling up the hole that we are creating in the West, the hole of religiosity, that's it. The hole that we have left because we have debunked the whole idea of religion and prayer and rituals. I'm not sure if that hole can be filled without. I think it has to be filled in some shape or form, even though I'm not sure if it's really necessary. For example, in a modern gym it works, but there's just this lack of respect for the material, the lack of respect for your teachers. It's something very beautiful that India has to offer. I think we can learn something from that in the West. I really do. But they can learn something from the traffic from us. No, I'm gonna miss this when I'm back home. I'm pretty sure. Just driving around, meeting new people, having adventures, taking to places where no foreigner has ever been. These are unique experiences, and I'm very grateful for this as I'm going through. This morning I had the first meetup. I think the first time I ever did something like a meetup where people were just able to meet us because they were fans, and just meeting people that are fans is such a foreign concept for me. Still have to adapt to that. But the funny thing is that these things you'll have to adapt because the situation changes. So I'm forced to adapt to it. So people that have meetups are not doing it because they want to have meetups. It's kind of like, now some people will and do, but when it grows organically, I cannot meet 20 people a day if I also want to edit, shoot. Like a typical day for me here is, I started this morning at 6. We had a meetup training, then drove for half an hour to Kalaripatu, went 2 hours in training, filming, back, have breakfast, then meet up with another guy who sells clubs here, Taragdaro. I find it very difficult to pronounce. And now only am I on my way back home, but I just heard that I'll probably not be able to do the plans for this evening, so I'll probably have this evening off. But yeah, it's quite a busy track, so I'm just not able to meet with everybody that would be able to meet with me. That almost went wrong. So that was a great experience. I'm really happy with the fact that things are evolving, and I'm able to meet so many people that are now part of this thing that is revivifying the old tradition that it was so pulled under the rug. Like it wasn't aware. It wasn't just like yoga. And yoga wasn't present before. It was practiced, but it wasn't globally seen or heard. And this shift from the offline space to the online space it's a very, very weird shift. Which, if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't become online. And then when it does, suddenly there's a new market and there's new people getting involved with it, and people are starting to sprout up from nowhere. And the only reason they sprout up is not because it wasn't practiced, but just because they start to get involved in the online world and start to connect between those people. And that just creates something. And that's such a beautiful thing about this era, is that we're able to connect with people that have the same passion, and in that way, in that sense, supply the demand that is present because the passion that you have. What a beautiful world. What a fantastically beautiful world. This has never happened before in the history of humans. I'm very, very proud and pleased to be part of that, and at least in one dimension, swinging clubs and the ancient arts of Indian physical tradition, which keep me very... There's so much, guys. It's a never-ending it's a never-ending opening. That's maybe the best way to describe it. It keeps opening. The more you delve into it, the bigger the hole becomes. And that gives depth. And I'm very grateful to dive in that deep hole. I'll be happy to explore more. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening all the way. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed these vlogs, and do comment if you have any questions, or comment if you enjoy it, because that makes me, it gives me motivation to start exploring new ways of communicating. Yeah, that's the handshake they do. It means you have no chance. You have to stop right now. No, but seriously, if you enjoy this, if you enjoy me talking about my experiences on the road, aside from all the vlogs and the videos that I make already, and you find it adding something, please comment, and I'd be happy to find some way, shape or form where I can do this more often, and also when I'm home, and maybe even get a better visual experience for you than just only seeing the road. So please do give me some feedback on that if you enjoy it, or if you think that it's maybe not really necessary that I talk too much when I'm driving. That I should pay more attention to the road. That could also be a comment. Alright guys, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you for your attention, it's greatly appreciated. If you like the content, please consider to share, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see similar videos, you can see them over here. If you're interested in learning more from me as a coach, I've got online courses on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Keep flowing, Ram Ram.